Welcome to Deleted Saves. On this episode, Super Metroid on the SNES. The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. And I'm confused as fuck. This is how we're starting? There I was, sat in front of my console, guidebook in my lap. I use them a lot and I like the art design, don't judge. And with an opening line like that, the game's already over before it began. What the hell did I just waste my money on? In a previous episode, I said there were times when you arrive late to a franchise and that a game could change your opinion. There are other times you arrive so late to said party that everyone else has gone home, turned off the lights, and left you with nothing more than chip crumbs and stale soda. That was my introduction to Super Metroid, released on the SNES in 1994. Total confusion that I now had to piece together, much like the ruins of the planetoid on which I now found myself. I had not been following the Metroid series to this point. Super Metroid is both sequel and soft remake of the original Metroid on the NES, both of which take place on a planet Zebes. It is game number 3 in the series, the middle game being a Game Boy exclusive whose ending affects the story of this game. And none of this I knew. What I had come for was a sci-fi action shooter in the vein of the movie Aliens, one of my favorite movies. And much like Ellen Ripley, we, the player, take on the role of Nintendo's early leading woman, Samus Aran, space bounty hunter and the doom of space pirates and Metroids alike, which are floating jellyfish aliens that eat energy, led by Mother Brain. She's decided not to kill a baby Metroid, instead handing it over to space scientists for research. Sure, why not? Well, she barely gets away from the station when things go sideways and the Metroid is kidnapped, or stolen, and everyone on board the station is killed. She follows the space trail to the kidnappers back to the planet where she supposedly destroyed Mother Brain years before, and begins her quest anew across the domains and realms of the planet Zebes, collecting equipment to help her traverse... Hang on, someone's knocking at my studio door. Yes, Castlevania. Yes, I know you want to be involved here, but... look, we'll get to that, but not right now. Sheesh. Now, where were we? The space. Samus, in fact, does need all the gear she collects to find the hidden pathways that allow for the defeat of the bosses of each region of the planet and to uncover the truth of her mission. Mother Brain is back. She's rebuilding her army for galactic conquest, and she certainly remembers the woman who nearly killed her last time. Despite me not knowing any of this when I got the game and started playing it, I loved it. Even with the game guide, it kept me investigating for days, collecting every last missile upgrade and energy tank to survive, putting together environmental story clues that give hints as to what may have happened to the previous denizens of the planet before the space pirates arrived, and to the visitors who came after. The game had a huge influence on the industry as well, a mix of action and exploration. There's a reason this game is still popular among retro gamers and speedrunners. But for me, the reason this game has stayed with me is that sense of exploration of an alien planet as opposed to a medieval fantasy kingdom, the most common type of exploration game at the time. And it was one of the few platformer-style games that I was actually having fun with, as well as succeeding at, making progress that was challenging but not unfair. Plus, those moments of environmental storytelling, with no need of text box to use or voiceover to explain what was going on. Seriously, the battle against the mini-boss called Crocomire is still heartbreaking to witness years later. The game was, to me, perfect right out of the box. I guess it would have to be. I've not tried any other Metroid games since then, and Nintendo rarely supports the franchise as well. So I have nothing else to compare it against. But perhaps I don't need to make comparisons. Super Metroid is a unique gem of a game, timeless and peerless in its execution. It has a lot to recommend it from me for you to give it a try if you like retro games and haven't tried it before. Fans have followed the game for decades for a reason. And really, thousands of fans can't certainly be wrong, can they? Well, they certainly can be, but not about this game at least. Thank you for listening.